Hey everyone, it's Oz with Tow Trucks, Cars, and Energy Drinks, and today I'm going to show you how to change out a winch line on your rollback or your self-loader. So this is the winch line that I usually use. I believe this one is about a 3/8 in size, and it gets kind of overwhelming looking at all the different types of winch lines you can go with. I mean, they have these standard steel fiber core lines that are steel braided fiber core, or I know a lot of guys even go with those synthetic rope ones, which I just don't trust those lines because they're cloth. I mean, I know they're super strong and I kind of want to get one to kind of try it out, but I know that these are strong as heck because I've been running these lines ever since I've been doing towing and I've never had one fail on me. So I think it was just a good idea to stick with what works and what's reliable for me. So this particular line, I think I paid about $50 or $60 for it. And this is steel braided, and it does have the synthetic rope on the inside of it, so, or what would they call a fiber core, I believe. And the difference between a normal line and the fiber core ones is that they actually are a little bit more forgiving. They kind of bend a little bit easier, they roll up, they pull out a little bit easier. So that's the type of line that I chose, and that's what we're going to be going with for this job. Now, if you want to take a look at the line that I had on here before, I know a couple of you guys are saying that you should actually replace these lines if there's one fray in it. I don't believe that, because there's no way that you're going to be replacing a winch line every time you get a fray in it, because if you do that, you're going to be going bankrupt from all the winch lines you're going to have to replace, because mine, every inch I go up has a fray on it. So I usually change them out once a year unless they're severely worn or got some tears in the metal or something like that. But my thumb rule is to do it every year. So first thing we're going to do is pull the old winch line out, and the easiest way to do that is just to pull the free spool on it and just pull it all out all the way. And if you're wondering what size of cable to go with, I always recommend going with the 50-footer. You know why? Because the longer the winch cable is, the harder it is to pull out, and I've just not been able to get it without using a 50-footer. So I might upgrade to the 60 and get a custom line, but the 50-footer's been working good for me. And if I need it longer, I just have another strap that's about 50 foot long that I keep in the truck. That's just a standard tow strap, and I'll hook that onto my line, and that gives me all the room that I need. I think this one's due for a lube. Look at this spot right here. That's a pretty bad spot right there. It's mangled pretty good, so I'm glad I'm replacing this line. And as I pull it, I mean, it just keeps getting worse and worse. So it's important to, you know, inspect your lines normally. And look, that one's actually flattened out right there. I definitely know it's time to change it, so we're gonna change it. It actually gets stuck because now it's working a lot better. It's a lot easier to do these two when you have a little bit of help. So, all right, so we're gonna go ahead, spin this, and then now I can see the actual Allen key that goes in there. So hopefully I have the right size. So the size that worked for me was actually a T30. So I was able to release the bit that was in there. That's enough. There we go. And there's the old line. I never throw away the old lines because say if that one were to break, I can at least use the old one temporarily until I get the new one overnight shipped. And now we got to disassemble this. The way they got it shipped over here, it looks like they wrapped it with some kind of cable and it keeps it nice and neat. And I believe this is a Mighty product. Correct me if I'm wrong. But the reason I choose these ones is because these are like low profile. I actually had it back in the day where I would get the other ones that are like thicker and bulkier. And the problem is when you run those particular ones, they tend to rub up and scratch up against underneath of the car and even cause damage. So using this one right here, the low profile, I never have any problems with it. So we're half the battle is getting this thing untangled, otherwise I'd probably be done already. Should have brought my damn cable cutters with me. There we go. Ah. Okay. Off one more. And these actually come with a little zinc coating on it, and this one's like golden, or they spray it with something, but the other one, that coating got wore off, and this one has like a golden color to it, so that's got to be some kind of coating they put on these. I would imagine it's zinc, but correct me if I'm wrong. Come on. Okay. So now that we got it off the line, okay, so now that we got that all unkinked and untangled, you see that there, Todd? We're gonna go ahead and fire the truck up. Todd's gonna hit the handle, and then we're gonna spool it right back in there. All right, we're gonna go ahead and put the PTO on high speed just so that way we're not screwing around. All right, Todd, go ahead. Oh, let me get the clutch back in. All right, that would help. Go ahead, brother, hit it. Back it up. And now that we got our winch cable in there, we're gonna go ahead and tighten it up the rest of the way with our little 30 hex bit and tighten that winch line in there nice and good. And once I get that snug as a bug, Todd's gonna go over there and then hit the throttle for the winch, and then we're gonna tighten it up the rest of the way and make sure we spool it up nice and straight. All right, Todd, now that we got that meter already star bit tightened up, go ahead and hit the gas. And the trick is to do this with two people so you can keep that winch line nice and tightened up and then pull it on an angle. And that's what I'm talking about. If you see that tension line right there with those springs, that's what keeps your cable in there nice and tight and organizes it for you. But if you go anything over a 50-foot line, I'm telling you right now, it is a pain in the ass to free spool that, and you don't want to be screwing around, especially when it's cold outside. So I'm putting a little bit of grip on it too. That's why I got these gloves on. So it's a 50-foot line, so it should spool up pretty fast. And now I really should just let it do its own thing, and it should spool itself. So now I'm just gonna keep a little bit of tension on it from a distance. pull on it a little bit tight. And now it should sling itself back over. Whoop! If you see a good coat on there, go ahead, Todd. You good? Let off right about. Let off. You're good. So there we go. Now she's nice and pretty, and it's spooled in there quite nice. And we'll go ahead and put our Bertle on there after we inspect how shitty this winch cable was. So let's take a look, Todd, see how bad this thing actually was. Grab it from one end so we can tighten it. So we're gonna walk the line. That's good, hold it right there. Yeah, and I know why you guys are wondering why I don't shoot a lot of videos at the yard here. It's because I'm a lot more comfortable at home and I'm more in my vibe. So we got it pulled out. So we'll see how bad this line was. And it was actually pretty bad. I mean, it's got so many flat spots in it. I don't even know where to begin. Look at that right there. That's actually pretty bad. That could have been a break. So I'm glad I switched it when I did, because the interior fiber part is already busted apart. So I'm telling you right now, I worked the living crap out of that winch line. If that winch line can talk, I would buy it a beer, because we got some stories to discuss. But unfortunately it can't, and every bend and every kink and every little line break in there is a story. So that's pretty much how you change a winch line. I'm gonna go ahead and get this all cleaned up. Todd, thanks for helping me run the video. As always, everyone, please like and subscribe. Oz, Tow Trucks, Cars, and Energy Drinks, out.